This week's lesson is on the scientific method. Now that we have gotten to know some famous scientists, we will start to see how they did it. This is the scientific method. It is a flowchart for answering questions in a systematic manner. While some scientists have had brilliant moments of inspiration, 99.99% of all scientific breakthroughs have come from carefully and rigorously following this method. We will see that not all steps lead directly to the next, and that different fields of study apply this method in slightly different ways. We will have plenty of time to investigate the subtle differences, but for now, these are the steps. Ask a question, form a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, analyze the results, and draw conclusions. In section 2, we start by asking a question. Scientists often ask questions after making an observation. An observation is the act of using the senses to gather information. The example given is that of dinosaur bones being discovered in New Mexico. The discovery of bones is the observation, and the question is what kind of dinosaur it could be. Next, the scientists who are investigating the bones will form a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a possible explanation or answer to the question. In this case, the scientists thought the bones were from an unknown species of dinosaur. That became their hypothesis. After forming a hypothesis, the scientists will need to test their hypothesis. They do this by gathering data. Data is any piece of information gathered from an experiment. In this case, they measured the bones. These measurements were the data. Next, the scientists analyzed their results. They did this by comparing their data to the measurements of known dinosaur species. Finally, the scientists drew a conclusion. Their conclusion was that the bones belonged to an unknown species of dinosaur because the measurements did not match any known species of dinosaur. One of the most important steps in the scientific method is the communicating of the results. Many discoveries are the results of many scientists working on the same problem. Correctly communicating our results helps the other scientists to continue our work. As practice, your assignment will be to write a letter to a friend describing the discovery of this new species of dinosaur. Be sure to mention the steps that the scientists used to determine that it was in fact a new species.